Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure, and you're watching the Transport Fever 2 here, and yeah, this is a bit out of the blue, isn't it? Yeah, well, I thought after all that time spent in the desert, I'd kick off with a little bit of water-based action, because this is a request that came from John, who'd spent quite a bit of time putting this map together, and was about to move on to the next stage of his Transport Fever 2 career there, and wanted to memorialise this map because it's come out rather well, and having poked around it a little bit, it's come out pretty well. So today we're going to do a map tour. That'll be fun. Right then, before we go any further, let's get some fundamentals out of the way. Firstly, we've got infinite cache turned on. Not that it needs it. This is a very profitable setup that we've got going on here. Also, it's the year 2305. Okay, fair play. Although by the speed at which that's moving, no, we're doing 1 times speed, so it is legitimately 2305. And it looks like we've got editor mode switched on as well, but that's all fine. Having a quick look at the earnings, just because we're always interested in the earnings. Not spent anything in a couple of years, but we're doing, 100+ million a year without breaking a sweat. That's pretty good going. So yeah, it's a very nicely developed map. Now it's only a medium-sized map. And let's go out and show you what we can see. But there is a very definite. I've got everything turned off apart from city names, just to avoid the clutter. Because I'll show you. I mean, look at this. It made me go flipping heck. If we do that, yeah, there you go. That's all the stops that we've got going on. And I know that I'm somewhat frugal when it comes to in-town stops, but look at this lot. All over the shop here at Market Waiton. So let's turn that off and just pretend we didn't see it. It's not criticism, you understand. It's more like steady on there. There are a good number of vehicles going on this map, but no planes. Ships, yes, you got it, but absolutely no planes going on. If we bring up the vehicle list, and then we go. Road vehicles, I think there's 160 odd, something like that. 178 road vehicles in use, and then you've got 4 whole trams, because trams, just save them for special occasions. And then when it comes to trains, yes, there are trains. 130 trains in operation, and as you can see, in fact, if I expand this out a little bit, look at all the blue there, friends. There's a lot of blue going on these trains. It is a very profitable map. And part of that is down to the efficiency of routes that have been set up, and also the size of the towns as well. Shall I start? I might start with my favourite bit, because my favourite bit's really quite amazing. No, I'm taken by it. It's very good indeed. If we go to the biggest city here of Tilbury, which is rocking a population of about 1,500, there is just a sublime place that one can hang out, and it's right here. Right, here we go. So we're kicking it around here, and in case you hadn't already gathered, there is very much a British Rail kind of theme going on here. But you don't need to sit here very long to see how we haven't fluked this. We didn't fluke a whole bunch of trains turning up at once. This is a remarkably busy station. And that's in part due to the efficiency of line layout, means that you can be running a whole slew of trains on the same line, so they're hitting a station every couple of seconds. And when it comes to a big station like this, and you've got multiple routes running through it, means there's always a train coming in, leaving, and so on. There you go. Look, I'll tell you what, I wasn't going to, but I'm going to stick the afterburners on for a couple of seconds, just so you can get a feel for how quickly stuff comes in and out. You've got your freight going down the side. If you look over to the left, in a moment we'll have a passenger train pull in over there, which it has done, and another one. Yeah, all right, let's have one over there as well. Why not? There's that Intercity's leaving. Look, all right, there's another freight train going past the side. Yes, it's all good. And you can just tell by the number of passengers that the demand for all this stuff is really pretty impressive. This, friends, this is what Transport Fever should look like. Now, I know we're only looking at trains here, but This is what you want. You want this level of activity going on, so that you can just park up somewhere and watch stuff toing and froing. I don't know if you can make it out or not. I'll try and point with the cursor. Just up the top corner there's a little fly. I only just clocked it. There's a flyover there. There's one now. Look, you get trains going over the top of that as well. What an absolutely terrific scene. Now, I mean, your mileage may vary with regard to whether you find the high-speed trains delightful or not, but whether you do or not, the sheer volume going on here has got to be appreciated. Let's have a look at just how big this station is. So we've got a solid bit of naming convention there. We're going with town names, and yeah, look. There are a ton of different destinations going on, so this is clearly the hub for all passenger action on the map, which is tremendous. So there you go. Yeah, so that's Tilbury, look, and then over here you've got the old freight line going on. Got a bit of a queue here. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. Look at all of this lot. It's just shuffling stuff around all the time. Why are you stuck at a signal? Which clearance are you waiting for? Is it this oil train that's going on up there, or are you waiting for something smarter than that? Oh, maybe you're going down this way. Well, I don't know. If we wait a couple of seconds, we'll find out. But it's causing another bit of queuing there. Now, as you know, queues are cool. There's nothing wrong with queuing in the slightest. And no, there's absolutely nothing wrong. Well, here we go. We'll find out. Let's ride on. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Okay, yeah, no, as expected, we are heading over to the left. Not a problem there. It is very heavily modded indeed, and I mean, if you look at sections like this, you can see that he's also put in trackside fences. That's a lot of work goes into fencing along the side of the rail, but the end effect that you get is really quite something. And given that we're running in 2300. Actually, this is running pretty smoothly. Now, this is only a medium map. I have a tendency to go towards larger maps purely because I like covering a bit more space. But given the number of vehicles in operation here and the amount of really kind of joyous areas you can pop into to watch a bit of activity going on, I can't knock this. I don't even think it's a medium-sized map. I think it might even be a large map, but it doesn't have a huge number of towns on it. What's going on here? There's a lot of station here. Now the question is every platform in use? Now it wouldn't surprise me if that were the case, but let's have a look. I said, oh, this is top stuff. Look at the level of business. Look at all this business going on here. This is a lot of business. All of them connected to track, but sometimes that can just be for scenic purposes. Let's have a look. We've got 5 lines in use. You've got 8 lines, 6 lines there. All right, there's no wastage there then. And then over here you've got. Hold on, let's count them up. Well, 1, 2, Buntingford, Hoddleston, Hoddesdon, Hythe, Lytham, Paddockwood, Tilbury, Worthing. So that's all in use as well. This is great. And then over here you've got Huddersfield and Malvern and Market Drayton via Street. Nice. Market Weighton, Street on its own, Tenbury, Thorne, Worcester. Yeah, this is not for show. This is all fully operational. I absolutely approve. So clearly this is going to be some kind of goods even, distribution centre for pretty much the whole map, which you can do on a small map, or a smaller map. I should stop being, elitist about map size. But there you go. I mean, even from above, there's some spectacular going on here. This is good darts, most definitely. No, that's good. Golf clap to you, sir. This is properly nice stuff. I like it a lot. Now, I did spot you've got a nice bit of field setup here, but I spotted earlier on something I thought, I wonder if that was done quite early in the map development, because it's not as well polished as some of the other bits and pieces, and it was a field setup. And I wonder if the first bit of kind of detailing that went on was a bit of field action. I shouldn't really call attention to it, given that the rest of the map is so well done. No, let's not call attention to it. All right, fine. Now, I also like this. Now, it's quite a low suspension bridge, but again, it's got a real bit of thought going into it, or has gone into it, about the views being offered as you head out towards Worthing, and then come back to Buntingford. And when it comes to places like Worthing, there's no passenger port set up here or anything like that. It is, if you don't want to go to Buntingford, tough. You've got to go via Buntingford to go anywhere at all. Lytham St Anne's over here, that is only connected via shipping, but even that's grown. Part of me says, this ruddy great residential building you've got in the middle, I reckon that was plopped. I don't think that grew up of its own volition. I think that was established as kind of a centre point for the town. Again, not knocking it. I think it looks great. I think I'm Buntingford over there. If we go to town sizes, hold on, let's find something decent to have in the background while we bring up the spreadsheet. Let's go and hang out here at Paddock Wood. There you go. So you got your passenger line. Oh, we got some crossing gates going on. Bit of Stobart action, obviously. Crossing gates doing. Oh, I'm having those. Oh yeah. That's very nice. Oh. So the only thing missing is you need a little dude whose job it is to open the gates, and it takes him 10 minutes to get them all open because he has to keep going back and forth. But you know, that's a minor niggle on my part. No, it's I mean, look at it. Look at this lot. There's just business going on everywhere, and good use of kind of display assets to sell the functionality that you've got going on in your station. See, no sooner does one intercity leave than the next one turns up. And these have got capacity of 110, but even with 66 on board, this is going to turn a nice profit. Like that, look. Yeah, so if you look at the finances, running costs, been outstripped every year. In fact, how long has this service been running? Over 50 years, and has been pretty static throughout. Once you get... That's the thing with TPF2, is once you get to the point where you're making good money... That's it. You're making good money because there's no need to replace your trains or anything along those lines. That's all just, that's all just happening. They get a little bit tattier. It looks like, I mean, based on the condition of these, unless these mods don't have a weathering, a dirt texture layer or not, but it looks very much like we've got maintenance ramped up as well. So they're turning a profit, even though the maintenance is cranked up. Now, we're going to look at overall town sizes. Now, as mentioned, not a huge number of towns, but it doesn't need it. I mean, you can come up with some really nice effects. What are we looking at here? Let's say, for the sake of... You can count it, I can't be bothered. 15, maybe, for the sake of argument. All of them using the same resources. Or are they? No, you see, look, you've got a third resource going on there. So I wonder if they're all using all resources. Well, regardless, either way, we've got great connections going on, and pretty poor environmental harm being dealt at the same time. That's fine. I'm good with it. Now, I had this conversation with someone before. It says that Tilbury's got a size of 1,527. Right? Now, the way that players have interpreted that is it's got a population of 1,527. And you can go, well, this is a different town, right? But this is not the biggest town. This town has a population higher than 1,500. Quite clearly. So when it comes to size, that's not the number of people living there. It might be the number of active agents that it has going on at any given time. But it certainly isn't how many people live in a town like this. This is at least a double-digit thousand population that would live in a town of this kind of scope. Maybe the suburban area isn't built up quite as much as you would expect, but even so, there's a ton of space for residences going on here. Maybe I think it's going to be the agent count, isn't it? There's Tommy Anderson, good old Tommy. He's off to the shops. going to buy himself a Cornetto. Right, okay, so we ought to go and find a bit of a ride along, I reckon. Here's Hoddesdon. Bit of intercity action going on there. Loving this triple stop thing going on here. All the junctions are well thought out. Makes me go like, yeah, some of what I build is properly shambolic, isn't it? But that's okay. Next series, it's not going to be properly shambolic. Oh, no, sir. No, not even slightly. But I'm absolutely loving the level of activity we've got going on. Token roundabouts, lovely. Love a token roundabout. Have your biffa badge. Yeah, if you haven't got a roundabout, yeah, you don't get your biffa badge. Sorry. That's the only thing he cares about. Dreams of roundabouts all day long. Right, well, I think we're going to want to go through Tilbury. So let's follow the main passenger line. I think we'll ride on an intercity and then head out further afield and find somewhere suitably dramatic to kick off from, because we should see quite a lot of action coming in the opposite direction, right? So here's Huddersfield. Is this all good? Something just blew up there. That's pretty normal for Huddersfield. And then this is going to wind its way over to Tenbury Wells. Yes, sir. With a bit of a branch out towards the oil refinery here, which has also got then a bit of road going on. Where has it got a bit of road going on? Surely that doesn't say, or is that rail? No, it's rail. In that case, it does serve a purpose. I take it all back. All of it. Every last bit of it, I take it back. There we go. We've got a bit of passenger dock going on there. Right, let's catch a train. Coming out of Tenbury Wells. Or did we just miss one? I suspect we just missed one. We didn't miss one that flipping frequent recently, though. All right, okay, up the tempo. There'll be one along in a minute. You can count on it. Hopefully it's an intercity and not just some, poxy local commuter thingamajiggle. It should all be good. I've got a tempo cranked while we wait for the train. But obviously, in the short term, we're waiting for some passenger build up as well. Right, this is us. Let's jump on and see where it goes. I think I will up the tempo to, let's go level 2 tempo here. It's making some good money. Now, obviously, if you were running this train without running costs cranked to the max, you would get you'd be making a lot more cash. But hello, I appear to be facing the wrong direction. Oh no, it's making me ride on the train. No. I didn't spend all of that time in train driver school to spend my time sat on a train. There you go. We'll sit alongside the front of the cab here, the front of the loco. Yes. Okay. Apologies for the slightly less than realistic speed that we're doing, but I want to see where we get to. Quite like the acceleration curve on this. That's quite nice. This is going to suck. No, that's all right. Maybe we should be riding on the other side. Maybe we should, but I want to see the trains as we go past them. All right, okay, I'll allow it. Yeah, it's a nice looking map as well. This isn't the tropical map. I think this is the standard kind of temperate zone map layout. Not that challenging when it comes to hilliness and other bits and pieces with that regard, but challenge is overrated. It's what you do with what you've got is the bit that matters. And if you've got a largely flat map that creates something that is pretty impressive to look at. Where are we? This is Huddersfield. All right. Welcome to Huddersfield, everybody. She knows it. She goes, oh yeah, this is totes Huddersfield. I'm all about Huddersfield, me. Going on here. Now this station mod they've got going on, I like that they've got authentic kind of British Railway signage going on. But some of the passengers, they like standing in benches, on or under or beside fences. I mean, there's a few clipping issues with it for passenger action, but you can forgive that for a nod towards authenticity in one direction. They're allowed to take some away in the other. No, I permit that. You're welcome. Congratulations there, mod maker. That's my seal of approval. No, fly safe, friend. No, that's going to be absolutely fine. We're going to get bumped through another inner city here. But this is what I mean, is when you've got your cities up to a reasonable size, you can run a frequent enough service that you can actually make your kind of your big passenger main lines look jolly busy. Mind you saying that, look at the amount of freight going on over there. Oh, crumbs. Oh, it's so... Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. There we go. I've dropped us back to normal. There we go. Right, we're coming up on Tilbury now, which is the biggie. Is that a 377? I'm going to say that it is. It might not be. It's the right colour scheme to be a Southern Rail 377. But on the other hand, it might not be. Where are we going after this? I'm not seeing an obvious junction here. Do we just turn around and go back again? I would assume so, given that that's an engine shed. And I'm not seeing a junction here. It doesn't look like we've got much choice in the matter. It looks like we're just clearing off again. Unless it's a train wash, and we get a little bit of brush and sparkle before moving on to the next destination. I'm excited to find out. Okay, full loads. Toot the horn. Let's get out of here. I know there's a lot of business going on, but let's get out of here anyway. Yeah, we've turned around. Okay. That's nice. Bit of signage there going on with some timings. This is good stuff. Nice, very good. It's very, very good stuff. You caught a signal there while the train was coming in, but you know that happens. It's allowed. No, jolly good. All right, well, okay. So moving on from here, well, I guess you would you'd change services. And then you've got Hodston or Hythe to choose from if you fancy a bit of Paddock Wood action in the afternoon. And let's be honest, who doesn't? Then yeah, all works. And then you got the little local service. I think this is where the locals are going. No, this is running Great Westerns instead. Where are those local services going then? No, I've got to know. Okay, here's one now. This is the Beeston Shuttle. In which case, presumably, Beeston is one of the places it goes to. Really? But you've got an intercity going to Beeston. Are we not cannibalising our own passenger counts there? Interesting. Okay, that's this one. Train 120. Right, zoom on in. Right, let's crank the tempo again, and we'll ride this out as it trundles back the other way. Oh, maybe it's not going to trundle back the other way. Maybe it's doing some kind of clever loop sort of business kind of deal. I don't know, we'll find out in a sec. It might be. Let's have a look. Wait for it. Hold your horses. To where you going? Yeah, we're going back the other way. Right, okay, fine. And then, given that it's called Shuttle, is one to believe that it just heads to and from between Beeston and Tilbury there. That's in... Well, okay, so we've got the high-speed line is running next to us, and you'll also notice that sufficient attention to detail is being paid to make the trains drive on the left-hand side of the track. Yeah, that's the thing. There's your Great Western going out that way. It's a very quiet electric number, this one. I noticed that with a couple of the mods, actually, is that the volume mixing, the balance between the different sound effects isn't quite perfect. Again, not much of a criticism going on there. I haven't made any mods, so I can just shut my big yam. But, you know, I just see it as constructive criticism. A minor readjustment of the volume could go a long way. Right, here we are in Beeston. Are we going any further? You'll notice again we've got some hand-planted fencing going on there. This bit of brick wall going on with a bit of iron railing in there. If we turn around, then we'll know that shuttle means shuttle. There's not enough room for you, Gov. Yeah, there we go. It's literally a point to point. Cool. No, that's good. Oh, I like it. No, that's great. No, there's an awful lot to like about this. So there you go. This is a tour of John's map for John's benefit. What's this? Looks like a Hilton. It's a food processing plant. Still looks like a Hilton. Okay. Yeah. You might want to come and stay, but don't ask where the food came from. No, nice. It's good. And that's something that's also worth doing, is taking an existing piece of functionality in a food processing plant and then building it right up to make it look, the business, properly the business. The only thing I'd say are possibly missing is you need a bit of truck traffic coming in and out of the plant. Whether you fill it with food or not doesn't matter. Just for the sake of being scenic, I'd have a few trucks coming in and out. If you're going to go to this extent of placing your static stuff in a way that sells that it's real, or at least real in a train set sense, go the extra yardage. If you're making 100+ million a year, splash out 100 grand on trucks that serve no purpose other than to act as moving scenery. Why not? Have them load up bricks or something and go to the food processing plant so you don't muck up your lines. It's all good. But again, I'm just being picky because there's not an awful lot to pick on this map that isn't great. So there you go. That's my summary of this map. It's great. Love it. It looks like it's a random gen build, and frequently with the random gen stuff in TPF2, you can come up with some great looking stuff. And that's what we're going to do next. So I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much to John for this one, for sending it through. It was a genuinely pleasant surprise to find something as well built as this. And if nothing else, it makes me go, you know what? I can do better. I don't have to be quite as ham-fisted with some of the stuff that I make. I'm sure I can do something that's going to look properly glamorous. Okay, right, good. I'll be back soon with something similar, but different. But still quite similar. I've been Colonel Failure. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio. Thanks very much to John for sending this one through. I had a great time exploring it. It's tapped into something that I've been considering for what it is that I'm doing next, which is, okay, so you can build track through difficult terrain. Well done, you. But frequently that will end up looking pretty Spartan, with not a lot of stuff coming to and fro and moving through the landscape. And if you look at the kind of the run through the main line that I did at the end of the tracks and beats that I've just put out, you'll see there's not a lot. There's not a lot to see. There's not a lot of other locos, not a lot of other trains zipping around the place. And that's what I want to be able to accomplish next time round. The station at Tilbury on this map, flipping heck, very impressive. The level of traffic that it's getting coming through makes it well worth watching. So that's a really good aspiration to have. Is just how busy can you make it while still taking on a challenging map and turning a decent profit and so on. So there you go. That was a great deal of fun. Again, thanks to John. He sent a request in through wizio.com/Colonel_failure. Yeah, there's a thing. This does count as your game played your way, I'm afraid. But there it is. That's what we do here. That's how it. I'm gonna go get back to work. Okay, right, good. You have yourselves a nice day.